Alright, welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy, everybody. Might help if I'm actually... So I did a couple of things, off-stream. Knocked down all of the, fluff, most of it, or at least most of the fluff. And then I ran into a very interesting dilemma with the Sebastian storyline, off stream, unfortunately. So I did one of his side quests off stream, off camera, and I found out that that is a kind of thing that I personally think should be on camera. His story should be on camera, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and do his stuff on camera, and we can deal with that as we go through. Stopping Ranrock and Rookwood. Oh boy, we get to... Is that what we're going to be doing today? Maybe. Who knows? For now, however, we're going to see what Sebastian wants in the Undercroft right after I make a wardrobe change. Oh, and I need to send links to a couple of other people. Give me 1 second, everybody, while I mute myself real quick. Okay, there we go. down. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now for a real quick wardrobe change. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's head on over. Yeah, that's a way to fly. Here we go. Also, hello person who just joined. Oh, loading screen, oh, loading screen. Please let me into the game now. Loading, 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 loading.
Foolish child. Do you have any idea how many muggles the Ministry had to obliviate to cover up your actions? You could have been killed! You could have exposed us all! If I lose my job, it will be you to blame!
Oh, Howlers. Such a wonderful, wonderful invention. All right.
You'll never believe what I've learned.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
That's... okay. Red flags already with Salazar Slytherin. And we know exactly what his actual beliefs were. You know, thanks to, Harry Potter. But come on, this really isn't helping your case, sir.
I know we had to do it to open the scriptorium, but it's not something I'd want to repeat.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
I'm sorry, but no! No, we should definitely be telling Ominous. I understand why you think we shouldn't, but come on, dude.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl.
Ay, vey.
And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll
it
decide
isn't.
what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
Ay, vey.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
Alright. Have it out. The heck happened with Sebastian's parents?
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Some references Sebastian mentioned in the book do worry me.
I'm glad you understand. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further. But if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
Oy vey, Sebastian. I really liked you at the beginning of this. I really did. Oy vey. Okay.
Revelio. Bombarda. Revelio.
Sorry, I wanted to check and see on something. Yeah. I hate to say this, but Ominous is entirely right in not wanting to have anything to do with Slither. Or Salazar Slither, to be precise. Now, I think that he's going about... I think his you know, drive to
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Hi, castle that I didn't even know existed. Anywho, I think that Ominous is, you know, trying to avoid it out of fear rather than fear and disgust for his family, but man, you got it. Ominous really does bring up several really good points. And I agree with him that I don't think that Sebastian is going about it in the right way. I think he is definitely going about it in a very reckless way. Anywho, let's see what Poppy has for us.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poachers' best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
Nice little bit of sass at the
This
end of
way.
that. Oh boy. Yeah, I really do need to update that driver, don't I?
A centaur. Tread carefully.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around.
Revelio.
If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Pelts. Poor beasts. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. Revelio. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good feeling about this.
Neither do I.
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
I could think of a few
Look,
ways.
down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Use disillusionment, or perhaps a less discreet approach.
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
How come I always pull the short straw?
Betting on the dragon fight was the best decision I've made yet. They come after me. I'll stick 'em like a nogtail.
Really? Care to test that theory?
Totalis.
Of course.
Totalis.
And people wonder why
My mother used to always say, a clear head makes way for a clear path. I don't know what your path is, since your head's never seen a clear day.
Totalis.
Don't mind me just reappropriating several items.
Revelio.
Have.
What in Merlin's name?
Are those Dragons?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Don't know what Victor was thinking, striking a bargain with him. It's totalis. Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to any way of thinking? Will they join us?
I say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say, if every last wizard is run through with a blade, then violence is going to get me precisely what I want.
Sickens me to work alongside any of them. Trafficus totalis.
Shut up, both of you.
How unfortunate for you.
Expelliarmus! Revelio.
Let's do it.
But it's the word.
Revelio.
What happened to light-footed Poppy?
You can learn a lot from weather, though, can't you? It's like everything's foretold, right?
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we? What I wouldn't give to be a Demoguy's. Look, they've got a dragon. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
I'm going to continue reappropriating all of your gold. With everything that you guys do, I'm not.
Aloha Mora.
There we go.
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
One foot in front of the next and quiet as they
Oh, careful! Ramrock will want his dragon intact!
let's give this and this. And we'll go ahead and add slashing.
Oh, what? Let me out, son. Let me out, son.
Expelliarmus. Defender. Arresto momentum. Descendo. Potato. Descendo. Defender. Expelliarmus.
Night.
Arresto momentum. Descendo.
Oh, hi.
You're the one we're looking for, ain't you, poor friend?
I'll check your pockets up. You better stop right there. Back for more. Not the bright. I'll make both of you. This will not go. Give that back.
Stupid one. Expelliarmus.
I'll take that.
Take someone a lesson.
Stupid one. Descendo. Arresto momentum. Defender.
Let me out, son. Let me out, son.
Defender. Potato. Expelliarmus.
I'll take that. Alright, that's it.
Let me out, son.
Let's see you survive.
Expelliarmus. Potato. Descendo. Arresto momentum.
Let me out, son. Ready to pray, shall we?
Defender.
Move you up.
Arresto momentum. Descendo.
Bring them.
Potato.
Stop that at once. Here, let's see. Medic.
Yeah, let me out, son.
Defender. Stupid one. Arresto momentum. Descendo. Expelliarmus.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Accio. This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
May have. Hi. Nighty night.
Incendio. This way!
Oy vey. Yeah, if I didn't know better, I would have thought that they were trying to torture that dragon with Crucio. But I do know better.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
No, it's okay. I'm level 33 or something like that.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Always going.
There's nothing more satisfying than seeing a poacher tent on fire.
It's time you learned the transformation spell. After you've completed the required tasks, which I'm certain will prove useful in finishing your field guide, attend my class to learn.
Collect field guide page in the underground harbor. Field guide page from the book on intermediate transfiguration in the library. Okay, that should be relatively simple to go get.
Spell. Afterwards, we will discuss your progress thus far in the term.
Show yourself!
You can't catch me.
Revelio. So this is the underground harbor.
Viaduct courtyard. Huh. I completely missed that.
As a race.
Nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. Running to grab the field guide page.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration.
Professor Weasley asked me to, get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humor me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
Oh boy.
A quiz sounds like fun.
Splendid! Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Oh boy. I'll be honest, I was not looking at that as much as I probably should have been. So I'm going to cheat. Straight up cheat. I'm sorry. Sort of. Straight up cheat. I'm sorry. Alright. I have this wonderful handy-dandy little thing called Google. Legacy. Ha ha ha, quiz answers. Okay.
The Golden Snidget.
Correct! The Snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
Oh, I know this.
Felix Felicis.
Well done! Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
The Deathly
The
Hallows.
Deathly Hallows.
Correct. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
The Quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
Okay, this isn't as hard as I thought it was
False.
going to be.
Correct. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
I'm sorry. I don't have time for a quiz at the moment.
Let me know if you change your mind. I put the book back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration.
Transfiguration.
My mother would like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I am hoping she may be easier on me if you are there.
Uh-oh.
Settle down, settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Oh boy, here we go.
Beautifully done.
Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
Oh boy.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed, and frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making excellent use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you were able to grow a venomous tentacula. Growing such a magical plant is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities.
Uh-oh.
Was your extended conversation with Mr. Ollivander after you'd obtained your wand, or subsequent search of the owlery, connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Yes, they were.
Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can in an effort to complete my field guide.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
Yeah, this isn't terrifying at all.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll explain.
My plan with the helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks gobbledygook.
Oh boy. Lots of new quests. Okay. Oh, what do I want to do? Do I want to advance the story, or do I want to deal with everything else first? Considering how important to the story Sebastian is, I'm going to say that everybody else is. We're gonna do all that as well. Yeah, we finally get to find out what the top of the class stuff looks like. Okay, we already have that gone. Phonetic, top of the class. Okay. Whoops. It's not a terrible design. I will say I like the design. Especially the house crest on it. But I definitely prefer the relic house uniform over the other one. Let's continue. Let's go ahead and talk with Natty. Divination.
You idiot! Long has served our family for 5 generations, and you go and give her clothes? Now I will have to cook and clean until we can replace her with another elf. Did you think of that? Or do you hate your mother that much?
Oh boy.
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
Bull crap.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus. And it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now. Much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Okay. One, that's awesome. Stands out a little, but it's awesome.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
Okay. We know that, that divination magic, while a very weird and not particularly defined school that it is, school of magic, I mean, divination is actually a real thing here in this universe. So and you know, this is your mom, so she has every right to be, you know, concerned, especially given everything that's going on right now. The problem that we're running into right now is that none of the adults really want to do anything. None of them are really seem to be all that inspired into taking the issue into their own hands. And while I understand the necessity of caution, I find that not doing anything has an irritating habit of causing problems. So why are we allowing? Yeah, it's one of those things. That said, yeah, this is gonna be one of those times where I'm kind of torn between the two decisions here.
She's concerned for your safety. it may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
Do not underestimate. Okay. Do not underestimate a mother's resolve to do something. Ah, there she is.
Professor, do you have a moment?
I do.
Yeah, never mind.
I'm sorry. It seems now isn't the best time after all.
I sensed as much.
Oh.
Okay. Let's go ahead and deal with Poppy. Whoops.
That is the path of the leader. What a glimpse of some muggle. You want
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Let's see here. What do we got next? Overlook mine of Hogsfield. Hogsfield. South of Hogwarts. Bring someone that speaks gobbledygook. And I need to find a meet. Okay, let's see where those are on the map. Of course he's in the freaking astronomy tower. Alright, let's go talk to him. Oops. Ay vey. So things are heating up rather quickly, I'm noticing. Granted, that's probably something to do with the fact that I'm blitzing this story. But still. Ay vey.
Anne is getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the Catacomb.
Ah, great.
Hello there.
Amit. Is it holiday? Never mind. It's...
Hello, Amit. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I mean, I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course! How exciting! I mean, well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
You said you know gobbledygook, but how well?
I've been reading it for as long as I've been reading English. My parents have an extensive library. Once I grew bored with the classics, I devoured goblin writings. I'd tell you some titles, but you wouldn't understand them.
Have you ever spoken directly to a goblin?
Unbelievably, no. I'm so looking forward to it. Actually conversing in gobbledygook with a native speaker. Cannot wait to confirm subtle bits of pronunciation and tone that may have eluded me, being self-taught and all.
Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Revelio.
There it is. Okay. Oh wow, that's actually quite far for that. Where's the other one? Going in opposite directions. let's go ahead and check our quests. In the shadow of time. Where's that one? Oh boy. Okay. Let's go ahead and deal with Lodcock real quick. And then we will do both of Sebastian's stuff. But first, quests. Alright. First, however, I am going to take a 10-second or 10-minute break. Or not 10 minute, just a couple minute break so that I can use the restroom. I will be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Really needed to use the restroom. Okay, so as we make our way over to Lotgok, sorry, and attempt to yeah, I'd like to go ahead and make do a little analysis on the plot so far, and you know, the directions that I think things are going. So I'm noticing that there's this common theme amongst each of the characters that we've interacted with thus far and had, you know, side quests with. So let's go ahead and go through the roster, why don't we? On the one side, we have Sebastian, and his story is about seems to be about putting together a cure for his sister, who has been cursed by dark ancient magic or dark magic of some kind. So, and he seems to, and the difference between his uncle and himself and Sebastian is striking, to say the least. One of them Solomon, Sebastian's uncle, has completely given up on the possibility of a cure. And on the other side, we have Sebastian, who is so completely and utterly desperate to save his sister. Like, incredibly desperate to save his sister. Combat music, by the way. Because I didn't get away fast enough. Anywho, so... Alright, cool. We are here now. And I'm just going to stay on this broom for a little bit and talk about this here analysis here. So, Sebastian is completely and utterly blinded by his desperation. Not hope, desperation. There is a difference, and I will get into that here in a bit. Meanwhile, we had, you know, a few minutes ago, we had a conversation between,
I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her you-know-what. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade.
Cool, thank you, Poppy. Meanwhile, on the other side of that, we have we had a conversation with Netsai, and a scam calling me, apparently. between Natsai and her mother about the concept of doing nothing, or the dangers of, you know, meddling with dangerous people. Oh boy. Ugh. There we go. So her theme is all about the difference between action and inaction, it seems. And then we've got Poppy. Poppy's side quests are all about the poachers and how to deal with them. And, you know, we've got, you know, Ranrock, who, you know, is the big bad of the game for Sebastian. And for Natsai, it's Rookwood is her big bad. So now we've got... So, and those are our three enemy factions. We've got the poachers, the Ashwinders, who are Ranrocks, or not Ranrocks, the Rookwood's faction, Rookwood's gang. And then we've got Ranrock's loyalists as our three enemy factions in this game. Oh boy. So personally, I think that the theme of this game is a what's it called? A analysis on fear and how to overcome it. With Sebastian, the theme is fear of loss and the desperation that comes with that. Sebastian is not hopeful. He is desperate, fearfully desperate, as a matter of fact. He is so terrified of losing the only family, as far as he's concerned, that he has left. He is... Both his uncle and Sebastian himself, both Solomon and Sebastian are genuine... pardon me, as I failed to speak for some weird reason, are genuinely terrified of losing somebody. In Solomon's case, he's terrified of losing Sebastian. And Sebastian is completely and utterly terrified of losing his sister. Natsai is terrified of losing, is afraid of losing her home. Her newfound home. Because, you know, Uganda got taken over by some people who are very similar to Rookwood. And her side quests do seem to mirror the idea of doing something about that situation, about the Rookwood situation, instead of sitting back and allowing somebody else to do something. Poppy is terrified for the local wildlife, about the poaching problem that has effectively sprung up around Hogwarts. and has gotten crazy out of control as a consequence. And she seems to be, and her side quests are all about doing something because nobody else will. So the theme of the game really does seem to boil down to fear, where fear is a huge thing. Fear is the theme of the game. And personally, I like that. But in Natsai's case, I kind of wish that we had gotten the ability to talk to Natsai's mother, Natty's mother, after the conversation that we had with Natty. Because again, this is all about the difference between... Because everybody seems to be terrified of Rookwood. Nobody wants to actively deal with Rookwood. Nobody wants to actively stand up to Rookwood. Nobody wants to actively stand up to Ranrock, and nobody wants to actively stand up to the poachers. So these are the three companion characters that we've got that we're talking about that seem to be like the main focus of everything else. And I find that incredibly I find these three different side quests being different approaches to fear, to the debilitating effects of fear. In Sebastian's case, his fear is making him extremely reckless. Very, very reckless. Natsy's fear is similarly affecting her, but she has the isn't, acting recklessly, in my opinion. She is instead acting, she is, providing the certain level of caution that she, that would require of her in that situation. But, her mother is so afraid that she just doesn't want to be part of the situation, it seems like. And so the fear there is fear leading to inaction. Meanwhile, on the poacher side of things, it is once again fear from inaction, but on a much bigger scale. The Ministry is incompetent. This is nothing new to the Harry Potter universe. But we still have the theme of fear for that. And in her case, I believe that she is mistaking her fear for her compassion. Effectively, her fear for the beasts and wildlife around the area is blinding her to the necessary fear of the local wildlife itself. That could just be, you know, me reading into it, but she does not seem as afraid of the magical beasts as she probably should be, in my opinion. Granted, this is all just, you know, me observing things and attempting to analyze the story of the video game thus far. So yeah, those are the three. My analysis of the game thus far. So let's go ahead and talk to Lodgok. Well,
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lodgok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it?
I can, Sir Lodgok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen, either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
What else should we know about the enchanted door?
The door will not open while the eye can see you. You and your friend must be invisible to it to gain access. From what I know of wizard magic, that shouldn't be too difficult to achieve.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
Okay. So, yep, we're gonna need the disillusionment charm.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you, Mr. Takar.
The door is looking at us.
The mind's eye.
Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mine. It's even grander than I had expected.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I'm quite good at sneaking about. You'll see. I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
These machines operate on steam. Interesting. I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin mine.
Yeah, well, guess what? You're about to fight goblins, too.
I've read about mines like this, but seeing one is something else altogether.
We need to be careful. As I'm sure you know, not all goblins are as friendly as Lodgok, to say the least.
Plan's gone. I had schematics in my hand a moment ago. Watch your step round here.
We're being watched.
That was a little more than I'm used to.
I'll get us through here safely, Amit. You have my word.
I probably shouldn't have been able to do
Incendio. Revelio.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
that. Yes, now if you don't shut up, you're going to be as dead as one of those characters.
Let's take a look around, Amit. See if we can find any plans.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere.
Eat a big meal, you'll be slowed down. Light, and you'll be swift. But who wants to be swift? One less human to worry about. Potato, something taken out last bit? Why don't you go?
Incendio.
Stupefy. That's the last loyalist. Unfortunate, really. I'd imagine most goblins to be brilliant and kind. Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Nothing good, I expect.
Revelio. Clever. If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
Myself doing this sort of thing forever, though. Fancy I'll have my own operation worked out one day. People working for me. Let's get this over with.
Yes, let's.
Yes, but the armor up wide. This way. Ow. Shake me.
Expelliarmus.
I won't rest.
Accio.
Oh. I don't have time for this.
Protego.
Still holding the door.
Accio. Expelliarmus.
You seem tough. You are phoning me. There.
Protego. Stupid. Defender. Expelliarmus.
I will take that.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Oh, this really is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Yeah, serious.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Revelio.
Look at that. Grab it.
Another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is. Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
over wizards will be fulfilled.
Now that I effectively have my entire spell list,
Most goblins in my family worked in the mines at one time or other. How nice of you. Let me off mine. I'm a goblin, not a toy! Oh.
really?
Descender. Expelliarmus. You're weak, shit. I won't rest until you're dead. I will make you pay. Descender. Why can't I hit you? Expelliarmus. You not run away.
Stop hitting yourself.
I won't. Stupid. Descender. You won't get away. Such Expelliarmus. Potato. Stop it. I won't rest. Descender. Expelliarmus. Descender. Think you're clever?
How many of them are there?
That should be the last of them I'll meet. Revelio.
Descender.
Accio.
Yes, of course.
Revelio.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found. Incendio.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Armit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here.
I'm quite good at sneaking about. You'll see.
Yes. I would certainly hope so.
Hello, Hamora. Revelio.
Alright then. There we go. Now we can go ahead and get out of here. I think. Don't worry, we'll just use the Assassin's Creed method of stealth. Nobody can report anything if they aren't alive to report.
We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift. A welcome sight indeed.
Alright then. Back into Hogwarts Valley. Oh boy. Drills, huh? Okay.
Can we please talk about what just happened?
Oh boy.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado, adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it.
No.
She was certain it was made of goblin metal, but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. berated me for trusting a witch. When I heard she had been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it. But I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals. But the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
Oh my word. Oh my word, that is absolutely... Wow. Okay. So that was a thing that happened. So I like the fact that Miriam oh man, that is so tragic.
You're here. Good.
I like the fact that Miriam was a person who respected goblin work, and she probably should if she was researching some of what goblins could do. Oh man, I feel so bad for... I feel so bad for Lodgok. Fig is gonna want to talk to him about that.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Catacomb assignment yielded more than I imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room, which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further, if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Oh boy. Sebastian, I didn't sense anything in there. I didn't see anything in there that would lead you to suggest the ability to reverse dark magic curses.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Dang, I forgot that I had already been in here. I do not need disillusionment here. Good lord.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus? Seems odd. There's something here by the altar. Revelio.
Oh boy. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and was reminded to leave it where it lay, but research must come before my fealty to rules. I sensed something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. And I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors, forgive me, I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return to it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse. Oh boy. The spell is said to serve well against enemies.
What did you find?
Revelio.
Why, vey.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones. Totally on either side of this
Revelio. Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone.
Vey. Where?
Accio!
If this
Wingardium Leviosa.
we can find a way through.
Wingardium Leviosa.
That's a lot of bone rattle.
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Accio! Wingardium Leviosa.
You've done it! I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Down.
Revelio. Accio. Confringo. We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
Oh.
Revelio.
I didn't even see this.
Accio. I need to find a safe way across. Confringo! Lumos. Incendio. Lumos. Incendio. Lumos. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Rickety bone bridge complete.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio.
Oh boy.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
I don't think learning the Imperious Curse is a good idea.
Really? But we've no idea what may lie ahead. But I shan't press you. I'll have your back no matter what we face in there.
Okay.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Oh, really?
Cinder. Confringo. Incendio. Accio. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Protego. Confringo. Incendio.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Incendio. Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Incendio.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Confringo!
Revelio!
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the
Revelio.
last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
Accio!
This looks different than what we faced before. Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
Oh, okay. So I need...
Revelio!
That worked. Keep going.
Confringo! Incendio!
We've rid the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Okay.
Accio!
And...
Revelio!
And... this one.
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Revelio!
And the stair step.
Accio!
And... this one.
Wingardium Leviosa!
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
Revelio!
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Oh, hi.
Stupid one! Accio! Confringo! Incendio! Stupid one! Accio! Confringo! Incendio! Confringo! Incendio! For a moment there, I thought that'd never end. Revelio!
Dead end. Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet. Revelio.
Oh boy. Contains abundant potential. Its possibilities could benefit not only wizard kind, but the world. But the dark sacrifice involved to realize its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian! The relic! Look!
Could it be?
Okay. Dude, this thing... Okay.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
I'm sorry, but...
The note advises to leave the relic alone.
I assure you, we were meant to find this. For Anne's sake. I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret. Especially from my uncle.
And here we go.
Is that... ominous? Ominous! The sounds we kept hearing. It was you!
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian this is wrong.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on. Revelio.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word. Revelio.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
Well, you already did, buddy.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa.
This room is taller than it looks. Finding a chest
Revelio.
in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant. I'd wager the sarcophagi can be opened.
Yes. I know. We're done here. Hi, vey. Sebastian. Yeah.
As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne. When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her. Oh no, this isn't good.
Oh, you think?
What is it?
Smoke, over there, by the hamlet. Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
No! You won't survive this, my young friend! You can't stop us! How nice of you! Over here! Enjoy suffering! Do that!
Protego, there's nowhere to go. Ringo, we have to fight.
Keep up, sword reach! Enjoy!
Uncle, to the right!
Got it!
We're ready. Accio. Ringo, Bombard. Expelliarmus.
Be careful!
Got them. Protego. We'll make them retreat.
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious Curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
Yes. Yes, that goblin was going to kill her. However, let's talk about the Imperious Curse, why don't we? The Imperious Curse is designed specifically to completely and utterly take control of a person's mind. That is horrifying. And you used it to kill someone. Not only that, but you killed them out of hatred. Saving your sister in that particular moment was... Oy vey, you absolute doofusoid.
There was little time to react, but it was an unforgivable curse.
I acted in the moment. That's all. I shall make my uncle see reason. He cannot banish me from my own home, from my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
Yeah, here's an idea. How about Expelliarmus? It exists for a reason.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian acted rashly, but he acted out of instinct to save Anne.
Out of instinct? With an unforgivable curse? This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
Sebastian is desperate. As are you. The only difference is that you are different, is that you are desperate about different things. I am going to have to visit the room of firemen here in a bit and sell stuff. Alright. Real quick. Let us visit Hogsmeade. Whoops. We're going to go ahead and visit Hogsmeade, sell all the crap that I've got. And then we will oy vey. Then we're going to do, I'm thinking the main either the mainline quest, depending on how much time there is after that, or I might end the stream there.
Those that go to Azkaban never had a chance in the first place.
Come on in and have a look around.
I beg to
No
differ.
touching if you have sticky fingers.
Alright. Seriously, why couldn't there be a sell all button in this game?
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
New instruments are expensive, you
It's
know.
not like her to forget.
Tips in the hat.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in plimpies.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Okay.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg.
Oh boy.
Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons. Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do.
Bombarda!
I wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least...
Revelio.
Thought you were joining us, Bordeo. I know you have your hopes in the fighting ring, but the true Galleons are necromentulans.
How charming. They keep in touch with each other. Revelio. Reparo.
There she is again. She's breathtaking.
From a distance.
I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon?
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep.
How lucky for us. Watch your step.
Starved to pick off a grapple.
Or just raring for a fight. Revelio.
Quiet, what was that?
Wait here. I'll run ahead.
Whenever you're ready, I'll follow your lead.
I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe.
Over here! Watch out! It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest.
Oh, she isn't making it easy.
Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past that. If we can get to that, we can get to the nest. Look! Underneath her! I think we're close! She's leaving! Quickly!
Brilliant.
There's the nest. We're almost there. Why is every bridge here broken?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wrong one.
Reparo.
Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
Do it. It's okay, you can breathe now.
That was brilliant! And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it, and we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless
what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
Her gran. Oh, man. Well, this is...
How could I have been so blind?
Hogwarts is so particular with their list each year.
A pickle? A galleon?
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Okay.
Revelio.
Well then. So, yeah. Her gran's probably been captured. That's not good. Oh, come on, Sebastian. Alright. I don't think we have enough time for another mainline quest, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off here. And we will pick this back up tomorrow, where we will get back-to-back Sebastian problems. Well, with that said, I hope you have all had a wonderful a wonderful evening, and I